Hey y'all, it's me and welcome back to another episode of Wigging Out with Wanda. Today, we do have a special guest today, and this guest is coming all the way from California. It is Reverend Dr. Temple Hayes, and she was the pastor or spiritual leader at the First Unity Spiritual Campus there in St. Petersburg, Florida. Now she is ministering at Unity of Santa Barbara in Santa Barbara, California. So we went out there and checked her out and did a little interview, and we're going to bring that to you. But first, before we go, I wanted to tell you about this lovely hair. This is 100% human hair. I rolled her a little tight, so she's a little curly, but she's wonderful. I've had her for several months. I got her from some friends of mine have a online wig store called Ladante Beauty, and this is courtesy of them. So give them a holler. Go to the website. Again, that's Ladante Beauty, Ladante, something like that. Beauty, but they have marvelous wigs and other products. So go check them out. I'm gonna tell you about the one I had on last week. Next week. Yes. Okay. Here we go. Reverend Dr. Temple Hayes. Hey y'all, welcome to Wigging Out with Wanda. So glad you came by today. My special guest today is Reverend Dr. Temple Hayes. It's her.
That's some kind of long name.
I know. Right, a paragraph. What is your name? It's a paragraph.
It's a paragraph.
It's like, yeah, I've had a paragraph added to my name too. Reverend, Evangelist, Gospel Princess. Yeah,
you were bishop too, weren't you?
No, that was my dad. He was the bishop, so we just leave that with him.
It's like when somebody reads your bio. We're gonna be right back with you, but we're gonna read your bio, and about 10 minutes later, and you say, "You just made me look my age."
Right. Let's not do that.
It just means I've lived a long time.
And we're back from the break that doesn't exist. So our next question is, you are a writer and you've written several books. What inspired you to write?
You know, it's quite hysterical because I've been speaking, pretty much all my life, even though there were times I wanted to hide my light. In certain places in my experience, and I would be shy, and I'd say I don't want to do it. I don't like being a public person. It's not always fun.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyway, that being said, but writing, I avoided it because I knew in school I played sports, and I didn't pay much attention to where those commas and those colons went. And so I went, I felt insecure about it. I really did. But I just, it found me.
Okay.
And I think that's important for people to understand that it found me. And when I studied shamanism and I would go into meditation, it got funny. Because I would see people in another dimension.
Wow.
So you're talking elders and archetypes. It got to the point they would hand me a pen. I'm not kidding. And I just found the notes with you coming here, not about this show, but I was just looking at some of my old notes that I've written down in my journal. And in 2003, I saw a woman in my vision, and she handed me a pen and said, "You're going to write the book. When did you die?"
Oh, wow.
And 11 years later, I did. But I love to tell stories like that because they say, "Oh, you've written books and all that," but very few people tell you it wasn't easy because I had to get comfortable with it. And I had to actually believe that what I had to say in the written word that people would find interesting. So,
when did you die? That's a title and a half.
it is. Isn't
Wait.
it?
Oh, I thought I heard someone try to answer.
Right?
So the
So you're hearing
concept
things. You're hearing somebody else from another dimension.
another dimension, right?
She's gonna give you a pen.
I hope it's chocolate. But
Yeah, it was when did you? It's when did you die, and it's 8 steps to stop dying every day, to start waking up, and it really is part of my life journey because I was dying.
Okay.
You know, being gay, being in a small town, my family turning on me, all the years I drank. I mean, my soul was quite fragmented, and so I didn't have that pep in my step. It was fading. You can only keep going so long. You can only be pretentious so long. You can only keep showing up so long. It's going to catch you.
Yeah.
And at 38, it caught me, and so I found a shaman, or she found me, and I started doing the work. And I learned things to do to get my energy back up. And as you can see, it's worked.
yeah.
You know, because that I know I got. But the thing of it is that the publishing houses told me that nobody wanted to talk about dying and my book was going to flop. But I knew, I was told from another world reality that that was the title it had to be. So it's about energy. It's not about dying physically.
So I hear you say the word shaman or shamanism. Explain to us what that is.
Okay. Well, the word shaman is really through a tribe. And a person that isn't in a tribe, like the Chumash tribe here, is not supposed to call themselves a shaman, right? Because you're supposed to be picked out of a family system.
Okay.
That's why we say shamanism, or I practice shamanism, instead of saying I'm a shaman. Because even though people do it, I mean, you know how that is. There's people who take a weekend workshop and say they're a shaman, right?
Pretty much like being a bishop. Everybody's
a bishop. Yeah, everybody's a bishop, or everybody's a performer, and they're not. They perform, but not well. But anyway, so shamanic healing. So the true root of a shaman is it's a medicine person of a tribe. So it's a person that sees wholeness and infinity. And they, back in the day, if you had a tragedy or you had something physical wrong with you, the whole tribe would come around and start a fire and bring your fire back. You know?
Okay.
And so they're healers. They're healers. They hold a presence of energy.
So is a shaman and a Reiki healer, are they anything alike or in the same field, or
to me it's an entirely different thing. I mean, healing is healing. And I don't know about you, but if somebody's got something they can do to heal me, I'm going to take it. You know what I mean?
Right,
So at the end of the day, I don't think one's necessarily better than the other. It's just an entirely different way of training. I studied with my teacher 10 years, so I didn't get the short trip.
You took the long way around.
Yeah, she made me learn about every bone, every muscle, your chakras, everything in your body, your system, your skin, different diseases and discord, and absolutely.
Now, this is something, you're touching on something that is kind of, it's interesting. These days, we don't want to do the long study. We don't want to be mentored. We don't want to ask the questions or do the study in order to become, deep in the subject or well grounded. And what do you think about that? I mean, it's like, is it a generational thing? Is it just, our attention spans are too short? What is going on?
Well, I think you're tuned into it, but what I would say is you might think you're going to shortcut something. There's no such thing. So, you can order your 1995 minister license. And we know personally people who have, and they've ordered their doctorate for $39.95, and we know there's people that have. And that being said, it might look like, oh, you jumped some steps. And even if you have a community, everybody's surface level.
Yeah.
They're just scratching the surface. So depth comes from life experience. Depth comes from time. You know, depth comes from things you walk through on the other side.
Yeah.
And that's why we're more drawn to orators and teachers and singers. It's like there's singers and there's people that can sing. That's like being at our experience today. When you were leading people through song, several people said, we've never had anybody lead us through song that way, because you've been through pain, you've been through joy, you've been through babies, you've been through learning, you've been through knowing, you've been through unknowing, you've been through all kind of things. You know, you've been up on the mountaintop and said, where's the rest? And that developed, shape-shifted you. So it's very different. So I would say no matter who you are, you're not going to shortcut. Not if you're saying you're a leader. Leaders don't get to shortcut.
Right. We have been enjoying our visit with Temple Hayes. Now, she is a great storyteller. She's a great orator. And we want you to leave us with a good story today.
I'm feeling like I want to tell you a couple of them.
Okay, well, let's do it.
Well, one story that I love telling stories about little children.
Okay.
Because I think it's a very important, and regardless of your age or your time in life, you can really resonate to beautiful little kids.
Yeah.
So there's a couple in a small town, and they're having lots of problems with their little boys. And word got around. They didn't know what they were going to do. They were trouble. They made trouble in school. And in Sunday school, they were trouble. So a new preacher was coming into town. He was kind of young. And the parents were hopeful.
Okay.
And they're like, oh my gosh, we can get him over and he can talk to our boys and he can fix it. So one little boy stayed back in the bedroom, and he looked, met with the first little boy, and he said, son, where is God? And kind of leaned into it. He said, I don't know. Son, where is God? I don't know. Son, where's God? I don't know. And he went running back to the bedroom where his brother was. And he said, what is going on? He said, I have no idea. I just know God's missing, and they think we took him.
Say, where is God? That's funny. That's funny.
So, of course, I would tie that in and say, if people look at your life and they can't see God, it's missing. The experience is missing in you, so you got to pull that out and work with that idea, right? Well, the other one is a mom tells her little boy to go out on the porch and get the broom. Okay. And he goes, Mom, I can't go out there. It's dark. And she said, well, hon, God's out there. So he opens the door and he yells, God, if you're out there, will you bring the broom?
and these are the stories she tells before and after her messages. So no matter when you hear her speak, you're going to get one of these great stories. If not two, you're going to get some great stories. So it was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful talking with you today and visiting with you. And, well, the show is called Wigging Out with Wanda. So first I want to ask you, who is your hairstylist?
As far as here in town?
As far as here, well, I knew who was in St. Peter.
Her name is Diana.
Diana.
At Diana in Montecito.
Okay.
And yeah, she's just really wonderful. And I want to know how we can support you, because your biggest work has yet to happen. And I feel that, and I know that for you, and I'm so excited that you have, this huge space now to create. And I wish you, and I know for you, much success.
Thank you.
on this show. It's just the beginning.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. Push the subscribe button and leave comments. Nice ones.
Yeah, just nice ones.
Yes. Well, on this show, we close out by wigging it out. And guess what we have right here? We have a marvelous.
That is a
Charlie's Angels.
That is
Now,
something.
Temple is going to put this on.
Okay.
And then we are going to wig out.
I'll do anything
without
most things Wanda asked me to do.
What is that?
How's that?
Yes. All right.
Ooh, I could feel I could get
we
into-
wigging out.
Should we go down on the street?
We can go out on the street and wig out. So we do have a little theme song that we want. We're gonna wig out too.
Okay, now this is not even on my head right.
It's not.
No, it is.
No. Now it's not.
It is.
There
Okay.
we go. How's that?
But I'm not supposed to have blonde hair.
Yeah, well, you have blonde bangs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so this song is this is our little exit jingle, and we're gonna have fun with this. I'm sure we can cut this and go out to and it just says, "Loving you is all that matters to me."
That's it.
That's it. So here we go. Loving you. Loving you, oh, loving you is all that matters, is all that matters to me. Again, is all that matters to me. All that matters, all that matters, it's all that matters to me. Thank you guys for wigging it out with Wanda. See you next time.
That was so much fun. I want to say thank you to my good friend, Temple Hayes, and hey BB, and hey Mystic, and Shanti, and all of you out there in Santa Barbara at the Unity Church of Santa Barbara. That was really good. We had a really good time, and the concert was really good, and it was just marvelous. So, looking forward to seeing you again next week. Oh, I want to say thank you to my daughter, Praise Butler, for shooting that for me. And that was fun. Her and her husband shot the interview for me. And then I wanted to give another shout out and thanks to my eldest daughter, Judea Butler, who created the logo, the Wigging Out with Wanda logo. So we're trying to get something done around here. So thank you for tuning in, and always, always remember to love yourself. Because if you love yourself, you'll find yourself. And once you've found yourself, you will find that you have found God. Love you guys. Until next time.